This week in league, renewed hope for Corey and Jaden as George Pell has his conviction quashed by the High Court.
The NRL sets its sights on a May restart, provided Barb from Logan lets Cameron Smith out of the house.
Penrith claim their compound has everything a rugby league player needs: training fields, gyms, recovery pool and 47 Queen of the Nile machines.
Plus, we continue to power on as best we can in the absence of a 2020 NRL season.
All that and more this week in league. Welcome to episode 345 of This Week in League. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jay.
How you doing, man?
Well, we're still socially distant.
Yes.
2 arms lengths away.
Yes.
Nice.
We are approximately, well, we're about a metre away, really, so we're actually closer than...
For legal purposes, we are 1.5.
Well, at the end of the day, I am allowed to have 2 visitors to my house that don't live in the house.
And you did get me here with the promise of sex.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're good.
And your fucking tickle me Elmo doesn't actually count as much as your heart wishes. It doesn't actually qualify as a person under the law at this stage.
If we qualified as a person, I'd be in some deep trouble. We hear stories about Cardinal J.
Well, I mean, so what you're telling me right now is you imagine your Elmo is underage. Is that what you're telling me? That's some legally perilous fucking.
That's a dig in the mouth right there.
Yeah, I mean, this whole Matt Moylan thing's starting to make a lot more fucking sense. I forget what we talking about.
You starting to go stir crazy? How are you dealing with ISO?
I'm just fucking over it. Hey, I'm just feeling very flat. And also there's like this level of like just like Tigers fans know what I'm talking about. This level of fucking like just decline in my mood, and just based on.
I thought you were going to say like apathy about life.
Like, this, you know. Well, I'll be talking about Dragons fans. You know, this is constant urge to fucking hang myself off a fucking doorknob. But most of it just comes down to the fact that. It's like last week in particular, I had to bust my ass so fucking hard, like on all the membership stuff and finalising like this, you know, this, and like we had 2 different hats. We had the bits and pieces for the membership, plus 2 stickers in the memberships, plus the polo shirts, and there was just like so much fucking stuff to finalise, and I just smashed all that, and you know, by Friday it was all, you know, paid and going into production and stuff, and so now it's just like done.
Yep.
And so it's just like that kind of like, you know, exhale sort of thing as well, coupled with the fact that, you know, I'm getting fucking sick of this coronavirus bullshit. So, but, you know, like we've spoken about before though, I mean, it doesn't really change my life that much. I mean, my life is no different to school holiday life ordinarily would be.
Yeah, with kids around.
Still got to fucking work, still got to, you know, entertain the kids and stuff. They're on school holidays now, so I'm not obliged to like, you know, crack the whip and make sure that like they're actually getting through the stuff they've been assigned by the teachers. There's still some mopping up stuff that we've done, like we've had like doing these video conference sessions, like instrumental music and stuff, like guitar and clarinet and drums and shit. And like, so there's still those. There's a cut like because of the whole thing, the corona shit. There's a couple of makeup lessons that have to be, you know, sort of caught up through the holidays. But other than that, you know.
Yeah, it's a fucking weird vibe out there. Like some people are supremely affected by this, in you know that they've lost jobs or lost businesses or had terrible repercussions. For other people, it really is almost life as usual.
Yeah,
with this very interesting background noise of, well, there's a great percentage of the country that are staying home. Yeah, and there's this thing out there that might kill you.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking weird vibe all round. But I think people are starting to turn that corner into zen. I don't know. Yeah,
but see, like, and even when I go out, even when I go outside, like I had to go down to Bunnings to pick up some stuff because now what I'm spending the time on now is like fucking projects. Like if we're going to be stuck here and I can't go anywhere on the weekend.
Yep.
Then I'm going to fucking, like last weekend it was like, you know, clean off the deck and then stain and oil the deck again, and then next week it'll be fucking painting another room in the house or painting, whatever. So just doing. So I had to go down to Bunnings to get some stuff, and I'm just like, I just find myself so fucking like it's not a secret that like how much I hate people, but now it's like even like way more like I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah,
I thought I was operating at like the Jack Nicholson in As Good as It Gets before he meets Helen Hunt and becomes a pussy. Like it's like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino before he finds how delicious Asian food is. And so I'm down in Bunnings and the like any cunt that comes within like 5 meters of me, I'm just giving them this look like fucking. Like literally, like, give me an excuse. It was like, and the closest thing, it was like walking out of the 2007 grand final, like walking out of ANZ after the 2007 grand final, where it was exactly the same situation, except I'm basically like looking at anyone in a fucking purple, any wearing any purple apparel, the same thing, like just fucking give me an excuse, cunt. And that's how I'm living right now. But yeah. That's about the fucking long and the short of it.
Nice.
At the moment. So I suspect that what's going to happen next week is I am going to make use of my legally allotted rights to drive down to the fucking beach and go for a fucking run every morning and just in the sunshine and the fucking sit in the beach air and hopefully that will fix every issue,
all your woes.
Because that's the only thing that's changing with because that's my routine after doing the school drop off, in school time.
Yes, and
that's been robbed, from me for this is like the third week. So once I get that back, and I'm sure that I'll be fine. But
nice one.
And then there's no fucking sport.
Yeah.
Just on top of that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't that fucking bad already, and then sport shit, like, although it was what I am seeing though is you're seeing other sports trying to like be innovative and do stuff to tide people over while they can't do their ordinary broadcasting or whatever.
Yep. And
I haven't really been watching what the NBA is doing, if they're doing anything special, but the other day I did enjoy the Atlanta Falcons had on their website. They were streaming the 1998 NFC Championship game, which was the game that they won to get into the first Super Bowl that they got into. And it was a game they weren't supposed to win. And obviously I watched it when I was younger, like probably live, or if we had it delayed, like on ABC or something late at night. But so they were tweeting about it as if it was like happening then and there in time with the broadcast or whatever.
Yeah. And
that was fucking great. And I'll tell you, the stress, even though you know what's happening, like this, the fucking stress of the situation, you go, I can't fucking believe it. Like, so that was good. That was actually a sporting thing that actually went well.
What this has taught me is that there is shit that I will watch because I love it.
Yeah.
And then there is nothing. I as a person don't at all have that gene of I'll watch this because it's on and it's some kind of sport. Like I love the sports that I love and that I have an affinity with.
Yep.
Like there was a thing that came out that it was like V8 supercars have done this thing.
Like the E races,
that's it. So they've set up like, because with cars.
Oh, and NASCAR are doing that shit too, I think.
Car racing, you can set up like those pretty sophisticated fucking simulators that they've got, which you would assume all of the teams already had anyway, and the driver's already familiar with, and they've just gone and put them in the houses or wherever they're isolating.
Yep.
And then they've got that. But it could be the last fucking television show on Earth.
Yeah, and you wouldn't watch it.
And nothing would make me watch fucking V8 supercars.
I wouldn't watch real.
That's what I'm saying. That's
I'd be more inclined to watch the E version of it, because if they were like streaming on Twitch, and then the drivers, obviously it's not the same pressure as driving a fucking hunk of metal at hundreds of kilometers an hour or whatever, so they actually can be funny and having fun, enjoying themselves while they're doing it. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's what they're going for.
Okay, they're trying to make it.
They're trying to say that this is like a proper simulation. It's the same thing.
Yeah, fuck that.
Which brings me to, and it was a shitty realization. I did realize that it wasn't the cars and it wasn't the simulation thing. It was that I feel no affinity for the drivers.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And so if they had celebrities in there that were talking shit and fucking swearing and screaming at each other, I'd probably watch 20 minutes of that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be done. But
because like when you don't watch a sport, the references that these guys might have, because of stuff that's actually happened in real races.
Yeah,
you don't know.
That's it.
What that is.
And we'll get to that when we do this week's first homework movie review.
Okay. This week for the news, like I don't really want to get bogged down in all this Corona shit, but potentially good news once again. It's happened just before we've gone to air that it is leaked that tomorrow apparently the commission is expected to sign off on the return of the NRL competition from as early as May 21. Although I've seen other things saying that although May 21 is kind of like the early date for it, it's probably going to be more likely May 28 to be the kickoff, and it'll be a Sydney-based 15-round season. And that's one of two options that are going to be discussed at the Innovation Committee meeting tomorrow morning.
Yep.
And following that, they'll put in a recommendation to the Commission, and a decision on the structure and future of the game is likely to be announced. And the alternative proposal that they were talking about was potentially a two-conference system, splitting the competition in half. And they're saying now, like, I mean, remember earlier through the, like, what I was planning to talk about tonight was, this bubble thing where they potentially stick the guys in the hotel at Panthers, and there's like a McCure there or something, and they'll stick them in there, and there's a bunch of training fields and conference rooms that they can be team bunkers or whatever.
That's it.
And then once they've been there for 14 days, then they'll be able to sort of walk around that kind of segmented off precinct, and be fairly. Obviously they can't go anywhere, but they can they're not like locked in rooms or anything either at the same time.
That's it.
And then they'll play games out of like, what was it, ANZ, Bankwest and Panthers, and they'll just sort of shuttle bus teams around and that sort of thing. Yeah. And I thought that made a lot of sense. But they're saying now with this one that with this competition they're looking at starting on May 21st, that Sydney-based players will be allowed to remain at home when it resumes. Which is something which obviously suits the players because, as we mentioned in the start of the show, like, with, Barb and Cam, for example, the players don't want to be necessarily confined in a, solitary or, like team-based or even like teams-based confinement.
Yeah, that's it.
Away from family. They're saying that the border restrictions will see the Cowboys, Broncos, Titans, Storm and Warriors move to Sydney for at least 2 weeks. And then once they've sort of cleared that 2 week period, then they're hoping they can return home after games via like private charters and, from A to B. But I mean, I still think.
Yeah.
They're saying Knights and Raiders will stay in Newcastle and Canberra and travel on game days.
Which, again, if they've passed a 2 week quarantine and they can guarantee the sterility of the bus.
Yeah, but that's, you know what? The 2 week thing is great. The bus is great. The playing away from crowds and in contained, in fields that they've got full control over who goes in and out. That's fine. What happens when they fucking get home though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it needs one loose unit, or what happens if one of them has a partner who's a nurse?
Yeah.
Because not every partner, girlfriend, whatever. I'm sure there's some young players that might live with flatmates in, younger grades or not involved in footy at all that might still be going to work.
Yep.
Yeah, it's far from a secure.
That's the only problem. And I mean, like, I perfectly understand the player's viewpoint of like, especially like, I mean, we've both got kids that are young.
Yep.
To say, for example, if you played for the Cowboys, so the kids stuck up in Townsville, and you were saying like, and you're like 15 weeks, you're going to be away.
Yeah, well, if I played for the Cowboys, there'd be probably a 40% chance that the kids' JTs are not mine anyway. so I wouldn't really care too fucking much.
Based on the assumption that you've had a DNA test because you had this suspicion, you've thought about it a lot. You had this suspicion.
The kid can kick goals like a motherfucker.
Yeah, the kid's he's kicking goals from the corner post. You're fucking curving them in. But okay, so you've had that suspicion.
It's quashed.
So therefore you commissioned a DNA test. All of your doubts are completely squashed. You know beyond to a medical certainty this is your child.
Yeah, but like,
so you actually love it.
But one of JT's relatives works in the fucking doctor's clinic.
Okay,
so she swapped the sample.
You really want to push this narrative that Arthur is JT's child in this hypothetical situation.
There was a fucking photo of him.
Yeah.
When he was little, like little. At a Panthers meet and greet.
Yeah.
And he's looking at Matt Moylan. And when he was young, he had fucking golden blonde hair. And he's looking at Matt Moylan.
And you're like, oh, wow. That could be...
and he's legit giving him the like...
Are you my dad?
I look more like you than him. Great. Well, see, this is the thing. This is a unique situation. And if I was in that hypothetical Cowboy player's body with my own view on the world, I would be completely pragmatic enough to realise that, hang on, a week ago, I was bitching
that I was getting...
That my fucking superhero cockknocker BJ Leilua was saying that we're not getting paid anything, and that's not right or fair or good, and I want to get paid because I'm entitled to that money.
Yep.
Now someone's explained to me that, well, in order for me to get paid, the NRL needs to get paid.
Or to get paid, I have to cast my mind back to like 2 or 3 weeks ago
when I was doing something to get paid.
I was undergoing physical activity several times a week and then having this high pressure situation for roughly an hour and a half on the weekend. And where I was doing something and then getting paid for doing it.
So it's been explained to me that for the club to pay my salary, it doesn't generate enough money on its own. The NRL needs to pay it. And the NRL gets that money to pay it from broadcasters. And they need something to broadcast.
Correct.
So in my mind, I'm okay. And I would need to sit down with my partner. And there's been a lot of stuff, Cameron Smith, he came out and said, no way, it's not good. Like, talk about a fucking entitled dumb cunt that's forgotten where he came from.
Fucking retire then. You've done all right out of the game.
Well, yeah.
Fuck off.
That's it. And that's my ultimate fucking point here. But what a fucking absolute piece of shit to be like, oh, look, I know there's FIFO guys that do this sort of stuff, but that's not us.
Motherfucker, you'll be a FIFO guy if you don't fucking...
Well, you know what? If rugby league hadn't paid you fucking 6 figures a year...
Yeah.
You wouldn't have the fucking skills or mental capacity to be a FIFO guy. I know FIFO guys with fucking much greater moral compasses and general fucking ethics than you bum-chinned piece of shit. But I digress. They sit down and they first of all say, okay, so at a high level, teams. How many teams are in? This is what we need to do. We need to get everyone to a thing. Who's in? Then there's the other thing that the Broncos and Titans and Cowboys came out and said, no, we're not happy to move to Sydney. Cool. If you're not happy to do that, we respect that.
Souths. Flick. Bears. Flick.
But that's it.
Congratulations. Okay. Cry to fucking Greg Florimo, cunt. You're
that's
out.
It. Yeah. That's it. We respect you and we will leave you with the same deal that you had before. We'll still pay you for 2 months or whatever it is we were going to do. That won't change. We won't fuck you over on that.
But you don't work, you don't eat.
But that's it.
Yep.
This new thing we're doing, you get none of that.
Yep.
And we're still going to use fucking JT's highlights, kicking goals on fucking ads and all of that shit. Fucking suck my dick from the back.
Yep.
Then you get those clubs who have said they'll be in it, and you say you need to go to your players.
Yep.
And see who's in. And then we'll fucking talk about, well, hang on. Well, hey, players for Titans, Cowboys,
or you say, well, Cameron Smith, he's not allowed to fucking play.
And so
you know what, Storm, you're extremely welcome to bring someone from outside the 30 that you had to set at the start of the season.
And that's up to fill you. If you want to do it, that's great. You know what we'd prefer you do, though? Since those clubs have said that that they don't want part of this, that's fine. So we consider that none of their players currently have contracts registered with the NRL.
Okay.
So
can you get a pinch hitter?
Well, if you would, yeah. If you would like to, you're free to bring someone in.
Yep.
Fucking do that.
Yep.
And that way, everyone gets to make their choice and no one can fucking bitch that they were hardly done by. Because at the fucking bottom of it all, it's those who play will get paid.
Yeah, exactly. And the NRL, I mean, they, obviously they want to survive. They want to get paid from the people who have to pay them money. And to do so, they've got to have a product. So they're doing their very best to get a product back out there.
Yep.
And then you still read the articles that, that Fox and Channel 9 are still going to be cunts, and they'll be like, well, we don't, even though you're giving us the products, I think they get paid about 13 million a weekend of games, like say 8 games a weekend. Yeah, but you're playing the games in empty stadiums. So as far as we're concerned, for our metrics, we consider that to be an inferior product. So therefore, we don't need to pay you as much.
Well, and again, these are strange times. These are times when people that normally work full-time are having to fucking take leave, or they're having to work half the hours they normally would. Every fucker in the country is either worried about their job, looking for a job.
Directly affected, like because they've lost it or stood down or
That's
whatever.
it. Trying to keep other people in their jobs.
Yep.
You're about as fucking blessed as anyone can be. This then also brings me back that it's fucking buyer beware, and that as an NRL player, if you don't say from an early age, hey, I'm getting 3 times the average wage for someone my age, fucking wahoo, I'm going to spend it and be flashy and, all this stuff. If you don't say, oh shit, I'm getting 3 times as much as the person my age, but I've got a potential working life of 1/3 of what theirs is.
Yep.
I better treat my money accordingly. You get a little bit of sympathy from me. I won't say you get no sympathy from me. But this fucking speaks to a larger problem, that we're probably not doing our younger players any favours. And I'm sure clubs, give them opportunities and have people to speak to. And I know that fucking your reach around buddy Beaver, he used to run a fucking company like that where they'd try and...
Does he still have that company or not? I don't recall.
It probably went bust due to gross financial mismanagement, knowing that dumb cunt. But
that's very uncalled for. Beaver's a fucking saint.
I've seen him on TV. You guys are fucking half-wit.
I think it's still probably running. But yeah, I mean, there's and he wasn't the only person doing that. I mean, I'm sure that clubs on a club-by-club basis are engaging all sorts of fucking places to try and, get them to diversify and not spend all their money on V-Bucks and... And look, I fucking get it. Look, that's an easy trap to fall into.
On your financial advice on expenses...
Yeah. What is this?
18 of you have written... bags and hose. What are you, agriculturalists now? There's a whole lot of fuckery going on at the moment, but bottom line is, if you don't play, there is no money there to pay you.
Correct.
These are your choices.
The band pair of Corey Harawira and Jaden Ockenbaugh will both be appealing their indefinite NRL ban after the schoolgirl sex scandal, as it has been dubbed by the place I'm reading it right now. Both players deregistered last week after they brought schoolgirls back to their hotel in Port Macquarie last month following a school club visit. The incident was it was labelled inexcusable by both the NRL and the Bulldogs and cost the club a $2 million sponsorship deal. However, they've now taken up their option to appeal their ban, with the case to go before the NRL Appeals Committee Chief and High Court Judge Ian Callanan.
Boys.
No date's been set for the hearing. The bans have the potential to derail both their careers, obviously. Look, I don't know if they really have much of an avenue to appeal. But there are ways to play this, and if I and putting myself in the shoes of the players, you would say first thing, yeah, obviously it's fucked, and you want your career back. You want to do everything you can to get your career back. I get that. However, if there's a season to miss to like serve a penance, and fly under the radar a bit while far bigger issues are engulfing the game and the world at large. This is fucking 2020 is a year to lay low and do that shit.
Isn't it what?
No one will you fucking apply for sign with somewhere pending registration for the 2021 season. Get them to try and register that shit, bring it through under the radar in February or something.
Oh man, not even that much.
Yeah, but I mean the fact is that their case has been buried to a large extent anyway because of this shit now.
Yeah.
And so
I know it's not exactly apples with apples, but you take a page out of fucking Shandy Earl's book.
We'll go to fucking Thailand and open a juice bar.
Just fuck off.
Yeah.
Just
get so your face just doesn't appear in any
exactly. Yeah. Well, go and do something so that when you come back and try to appeal and get re-registered, you can say, I went to fucking Thailand.
Yeah, probably if you got done for fucking kids, you probably
there's no
Thailand's
way.
probably not the Southeast Asia as a whole. Probably don't worry about that.
Yeah,
I mean somewhere regional maybe.
Yeah, that didn't work for Todd Carney though. Wherever, I went whatever, and I ran a fucking gym, or I was this, or I did a fucking paper route, or I pulled beers in a pub, or whatever it was.
You know what was very 2020. Volunteer firefighter. Fucking, maybe start some fires and put them out. Just a suggestion.
Yeah, nice.
Make a hero of yourself.
Yeah, look, I just hope, I fucking hope for the state of the game that they're not planning to go in there and say, well, we didn't actually do anything illegal, so really, you can caution us, like a mix of the JDB. Like you didn't expressly tell us not to fuck the schoolgirls we visited on our thing.
I feel that they would have used the look. We didn't actually break the law thing. I feel like that would have gone into their initial show cause defense.
No, both they didn't reply to the show calls.
They didn't reply at all.
No, or not reply, but they didn't contest it.
Yeah, so that's fucking crazy. I mean, well then, and maybe who knows? Maybe that's the advice that they were given because they're saving it up for a challenge. Although without having the documents in front of me, I'm absolutely certain that the contract would have provisions for things that things that aren't illegal, but the fact that they use positions of power and through school outreach and everything like that to set up roots, to plant their roots in schools.
Yeah, it's just
I know,
and the fact that there is an Instagram photo of the girl saying to fucking Idris Mark II,
"Yep,
this is a photo of me in my school uniform hugging you at the school you visited yesterday."
Yeah, and
he still says, "Yeah, come on round."
Yeah,
that's what sinks him.
Yeah.
If he was in the fucking court of J.
Yeah.
It's that bit there that's just like, nah, cunt.
Yep.
Nothing you're saying here.
That's the fork that's the fork in the road.
Yeah.
Where and look, I get it. He's a dumb cunt and young and he just plays football and that's that's his thing because he's a dumb cunt. I get it. But surely they have these fucking officers at the clubs that would almost explicitly train them on that very fucking case.
Yeah.
Say, look, these little bitches are thirsty. They may try and get the dick.
Yep. That's it.
Our policy as a club and as a game is you do not give them that dick.
Yeah.
Under any circumstances.
That's
it. They might be really persuasive and they might really want that dick.
And, because you're a fucking dumb cunt, 20, what is he, 23, 24?
Yeah, young as shit, yeah.
Like, you know, you may very much want to oblige.
Yep.
Don't. You know, don't.
Yep.
So, fuck. But yeah, dumb cunt.
I saw an article. It was very vague, talking about Corey Harrower and Ira is like already, there's a club already circling. Yeah, like for next year when they expect the deregistration thing to
That's it.
to come up off the agenda. Do you have any other news stories that you really want to talk about? I mean, I think I had a couple lined up about the bubbles and this and that, but I think they're all trumped by the fact that, hey, there's this thing happening tomorrow where
is. And
by the time people are listening to this, maybe they've decided and they've set the date or whatever. What I've seen is that May 28th is the more likely one, and my only other opinion of it is, A, it's fucking great. Bring back football as soon as fucking safely, humanly possible.
Yep.
And secondly, the bubble's tough, but it is my preferred option because we've just spent 10 minutes talking about guys that knew they weren't supposed to fuck schoolgirls and did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
These fucking guys, what else are they going to do? Like, what else? You know, when they do the games in the empty stadiums, they do all that shit's great. They serve the 2 weeks of, everything. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go home and their fucking cousin comes over and, cousins come over and have some fucking beers or something with them on a barbecue on the Sunday after they had their Friday night game and they've trucked back to wherever they're from.
Or can you imagine how many fucking prayer circles are going on? Actually, that's good.
And those Hillsong cunts too.
Yeah.
Have fucking, I saw all bunches of the cases in Adelaide in the Barossa Valley or whatever. They were all from cunts that went to the Hillsong thing.
Yeah.
And then after that finished, and they fucking went to Barossa Valley to drink some wine.
Dumb cunts.
I think that's one of the main reasons why the May 28th is going to be so possible too, because ScoMo's trying to get them back up and running for the next Hillsong thing, which I think is like in the first week of July.
Mm-hmm.
So,
fucking hell. Yeah. No, the only other news story that I wanted to talk about was the fact that your favourite player and total and utter fucking embarrassment to the game, Daly Cherry Evans.
Fucking king.
I just want to decipher.
He's going to be the CEO of the fucking game, I think, by the time this is over.
Look, the best that he can fucking hope for is he can be.
I would not be surprised if he give it in another fucking 10 years, or I don't know how long he's got left. He'll usurp fucking Clinton Newton as Cam Newton to become the broken quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. No, Clinton Newton.
Yeah, to not fuck Miss Universe, and also be the head of the most inefficient and incompetent organization in this great fucking country. So it's come out that both sides of the negotiating table, be that the players, and the NRL or the committee, don't want DCE involved in any future meetings because he was, quote, too volatile.
Yeah.
Now, let me unpack some fucking corporate speak here.
He's putting some code reds on every motherfucker in there.
When you refer to somebody in the current corporate environment as too volatile, I'll map this out, right? If there is somebody who is actually too volatile and that you are actually afraid of, the only reason you would be afraid of them is because they wield enough actual power to cause you serious personal or professional damage.
Yeah.
In which case you don't say to them, I think you're too volatile.
Yes, a goddamn thing.
That's it. Shut the fuck up. Now, the only reason you say that is because you know that is a nice, woke way of basically saying this dumb cunt is in these meetings wasting all of our time going on fucking giant autistic red herrings that everyone's sitting around scratching their heads. Like, he's basically fucking Joe Biden. Have you seen Joe Biden give speeches?
I have. I mean, only in little clips and everything like that because
there we go.
I try not to get too involved in.
So what they've done is say he is so fucking stupid. He has so little idea about what he's saying that this is a nice way that we can just say, no, he's too volatile and scary and just fuck him off from any future interaction. And the fact that that's happened on both sides probably then plays into the reason why he wasn't wanted in fucking Maroons camp for so long, even though he was a dominant half and Queensland were desperately in need of one.
I mean, the flip side is...
There is no flip side.
There's absolutely a flip side.
Oh, please.
And
what's the flip side here?
And there's the flip side that you incessantly fucking talk about week in, week out is that an article with zero attribution and quotes from actual people who put their name to things means it's exactly the same as Paul Kent going on about this or fucking Hooper going on about that.
That is true.
And at the end of the day...
I respect your point of view. So what I'd like to do right now is actually read some quotes that people have put their names to.
Okay.
And that person...
Apart from him.
No, that person is Dally Cherry Evans.
Yeah, and his quotes were... What
we're going to go on...
I'm not volatile, thank you.
Hang on. So he said... I just wanted what's best for the playing group and just felt as though I had to ask the questions that everyone was thinking. So, these questions that everyone was thinking. So, he knows what everyone was thinking, right? He goes, all this stuff that's coming out is true, then that's fine. It's not going to stop me and my ways and what I'm trying to achieve.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about what he's trying to achieve. They asked him what his questions were. He was forthright with his answers, saying he wanted to know everything about the NRL's financial situation and why the players needed to take such a big hit. So that's his big question that he was volatile about was, as we've discussed, as simple as if you don't play, you don't get paid. So hopefully someone was able to explain to fucking P-Head Evans how that system works. Then the next one he had was, the first thing I wanted to understand was our financial position. Why we were in that position as a game that we could only be offered 2 months of pay over the next 7 months. I needed to understand why it couldn't be more. Why couldn't we take a percentage pay cut over the next months? Not just a big hit. So no one's explained it to He obviously doesn't listen to the show.
Doesn't listen to us.
Or he would have known from last week when we said, I think it was about 40 fucking times, that the financials are posted online every fucking year. Yeah.
Look, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to fault someone for trying to get the best deal for, their segment of a, two-sided sort of argument. But at the end of the day, you've got to fucking understand that all of the information's out there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, and this is the thing, I'm sure all of the information was expressed and laid out in these meetings anyway, because I mean that's the way they're going to do it. Even though you can say, oh yeah, go and get the annual report. I'm fucking certain that V'landys and whoever was marshalling these meetings, I'm sure he was like, look, this is the fucking situation, blah blah blah. No one had to read an annual report because I'm sure he fucking put it straight out there in front of them and said, look, this is the situation, blah blah blah.
I know. But what I'm saying is, just like fucking fuckhead Newton, who thought his big negotiating achievement was that the NRL said that they'll be transparent with their financials from now on. Yep, no worries at all. We got you. I can just imagine that, how like in World War II when there was Christmas, they both came out of their trenches and they were playing soccer and, here's some fucking English durries and, here's some fucking German darts and bang them up and da-da-da-da-da. There would have been times where the RLPA people and the commission people would have both been giving each other this cunt fucking serious looks. That was their fucking armistice. So maybe... in an inadvertent way,
so
DCE
thank you
did get the deal done.
Thank you for May 21st. and therefore ever after May 21st will be known as DCE Day.
The frittata savior of rugby league.
Now, do you want to do any of the homework about the one season wonders now? I mean, we may as well.
Let's save that for after the mailbag or around mailbag.
Okay. Well, so in that case, do you have any other news articles you want to talk about? I don't think there is anything. I don't think there really is anything.
Nothing but speculation.
It'll probably be obsolete by the time a lot of people listen to this show. I mean, fingers crossed.
Yep.
They will have just figured out what's going to happen. I expect Thursday afternoon. Hopefully, we'll get a press conference about it.
Yep.
And I'm sure we'll get to what the over under is on hearing the term rugby league. Hopefully, I'm hoping to get at least 7 or 8.
Yep.
And just to. Yeah, because that's about the number that gets me there these days when I'm fucking when I'm fucking rubbing it out to Homer Simpson, and so fingers crossed, and let's hope for the best. Hey, so recaps quickly. I fucking had them and then I lost them, so I have to find them again. But went through and had some good streams over. I think it was last Friday night, and I think on Sunday afternoon, sort of just after lunch, and on Sunday afternoon, had some good streams and got some people on there. And I just want to make a special thanks to Justin, I think it was, and Nort. So they were pretty much popped up on both of the streams that we did, and I was smashing the cans and playing some rugby league live, and to various levels of to various success, and it was good fun, and the PS4 it's not the best Twitch streaming platform. I mean, it's very easy though. Like, it does it automatically. You just have to press it, like, when you're doing the clips on Fortnite stuff. So, I mean, you can it's very easy to do. It's very easy to set it up and get it going and everything like that. It's not quite as slick as when you're doing it through like a PC game or whatever like that. It's just, it doesn't seem to be as fast. Like the comments, I noticed the comments coming through, they were kind of referring to stuff that had happened 15, 20 seconds or whatever. So it's not quite as on time as I would have liked. Mm-hmm. But overall it's it worked out pretty well, and you'll be happy to know that I'm just trying to find the results here because I put them in the Facebook group, and I hadn't pasted in this document for whatever reason. They're not showing up though. But we had some good games, and for you, the Eerie of Cleary actually occurred. And in the Panthers game, who were the fucking Panthers playing? I can't remember.
Eerie of Cleary continued.
Yes. The Panthers, not only did they win well, but probably the biggest margin of the weekend.
Fuck yeah!
But here we go. So we go from the top. Souths 18 defeated the Storm 0. The Cowboys 24 defeated the Knights 20 after the Knights were leading 20-0 at half time.
Jesus.
And it was fucking.
So did you come back or did they come back?
They came back, but it was funny. But it was funny though because the first try the Knights almost scored. The pass went to Ponga, and he was running into a gap just to the side of the goalpost.
Yeah.
He got hit by someone, dropped it. The first try that was scored against them was Ponga dropped a kick, and they scored on him. He also kicked the ball out on the full twice after that, which is what basically in the second half, which he kicked the ball out in the full 3 times in the second half, which basically is what ultimately cost the possession.
Yeah.
So it was hilarious. Manly 16 defeated the Raiders 6. The Warriors 22 defeated the Tigers 10, and let me go down to the next portion of games. The Bulldogs 10 defeated the Sharks 6. Panthers 26, Broncos 12. Cleary 2 tries.
Oh.
And
fucking man of the match performance.
Fucking dominant. As dominant as DCE is in the Manly games. They like got a good step and fast.
Yeah.
So it lays it all on.
That's it.
The Eels 18 defeated the Dragons 4. And the Titans 20 defeated the Roosters 6 with Ash Taylor 2 tries and just absolutely fucking dominant performance.
Jesus.
So he's back. The young man's back in the virtual world.
Mal's got his head right.
Yeah. So if anyone's doing if the ladder predictor thing is still up on the NRL website, and people can go back last week and this week and put the results in and formulate a table for us where we're at the moment.
Nice.
It would be good to see. Dragons, though, I'll tell you what, they've dead set got fucking nothing in the game. Like, just like real. They've got actually less. Like, I don't even think they could be anything premiers. That wouldn't be the premiers of a weekend. But it's twitch.tv/This Week in League. Get in there and throw us a follow. I'm not massively big on Twitch. I don't know a lot about it, but I know I used to stream Pokemon stuff on there as well. But to get to affiliate, you need 50 followers, and you need to stream for X amount of hours and X amount of days, and all this sort of thing. And we pretty much smashed every requirement except for the followers, and we don't need that many more followers either. So if you've got a Twitch account, go and throw us a follow. And if you don't have a Twitch account, just sign up and throw us a follow anyway, because you'll get notified when I go online with the streams. And I think next time you probably should get on at least on the PS4 party chat or whatever.
Yeah.
So we can. So it's almost like a pod, like a live show, while we're playing. Because I know when I'm playing something and you're in the party, you can watch what you can watch what I'm playing and stuff like that. Because I know you don't have the game. So and I'm still trying to get it out of the. Out of those guys, which I haven't ruled out yet either. But look forward to it. I'll probably do some more games on Friday night, and then I'll throw some other one. What I'll do, I'll probably play them in batches of 4, because that's probably about enough. Because that takes about 2 hours to play 4 games. So, and especially if I'm drinking, like that's probably about enough gaming. Right. Okay, I guess it comes down to homework time now. So, the first one, you take the one team wonder one, I reckon. I want to hear that shit first, I'd say.
Back in to where I had those.
Because I think we'll do the homework first, and then we'll go into the mailbag stuff. I think is probably better.
Where?
One Season Wonders. I'll tell you, the thing that I found about that One Season Wonders is there were a lot of different things put forward, and some of them probably weren't appropriate for what we were sort of thinking. But there were so many consistent answers.
Yeah.
That I think I think that Ewan McGrady is most definitely one of the big choice. Amos Roberts.
Yep.
Was one that kept coming up again and again and again. What
pennies.
Year was that for?
It was post Reece Wesser, wasn't it? I'm not sure of it, but just going in order of how they appeared on the post. Hammers for the Titans nominated James Roberts.
Yeah, but I'm Thor.gif. Really?
Is not Ash Taylor's rookie year. Good, and again, they're a young club.
Yeah.
Right? So they don't have that history. And they sort of made their mark on...
Because, I don't feel like Preston Campbell ever had this dominant, amazing year that he would qualify.
Well, in the early days, they were dead set the retirement club.
Yeah.
They were, Preston came up and Scott Prince came up and Greg Bird was forced to because no one else would fucking take him.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really remember enough about, did Greg Bird have a stellar fucking year with them and then start pissing on cop cars?
I don't really. Nothing that I feel would qualify as a... Yeah, and Carney had that Dally M year. That was that one that's that was a great year, and then the next year he's gone beforehand.
Yeah.
Spoon, Dally M, gone. So he would for the Roosters. I mean, he's probably not a bad shout.
Yep. Brett Furman for the Dragons.
See, I don't remember him ever being that great, to be honest.
Maybe there's some love bias. Special K Online nominated Sharky Dave.
Yeah, I would nominate Special K Online for this show. Honestly.
Well, look, I'd suggest, Sharky Dave had a fucking Yoda-like performance.
In 2017?
16.
No, 17.
17, that's right.
The Cowboys Storm. Yep.
And has done very little since.
Some people would even say fucking nothing.
Yeah. Tim Smith came up for the Eels.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's probably not bad. I still feel like he didn't quite reach the potential even within that exploding onto the scene thing.
Yep. Yeah, Tim Smith. Ewan McGrady came up.
Yeah, and you know who the GOAT 1 year wonder is? Ben Barber.
Fucking oath.
2012 was it with the Dogs?
Yep.
Then he had he went ham in England.
Yep.
2016 Sharks.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think he was as good at the Sharks as he was at some of these other. Yeah, but he was still a crucial. He was a crucial fullback. Yeah, he was a crucial piece for them.
Did he play Origin that year?
Oh, I don't recall. Remember.
Okay. Nice.
I'm sure Benny Barber aficionados.
Or Google.
Yeah. Or his wife. Under fear of death when he's beaten, having rocks thrown at her or whatever he's doing these days.
Amos Roberts came up again. Yep. Oh, good old Arana Tamata.
Yeah, but I mean, did he ever really hit the heights?
Probably, that's it. He's probably more in those, great expectations, but never came through.
Yeah.
Could fucking write a script.
Yep.
Chris Nanini.
He was like the Aaron Sorkin of fucking the NRL.
Who's Aaron Sorkin?
Jesus Christ. Really?
Who is it?
He's a writer. Okay. Writes films, scripts, you could say.
What does he write?
West Wing, Newsroom. I think he wrote Social Network. A lot of movies, a lot of films, a lot of TV shows.
Like fucking gripping. Yay, the story of Facebook. Cool.
That was actually a good movie, though.
Okay.
You've seen it. Don't be a fucking little bitch.
I haven't.
You're kidding me, right?
No, not at all. Why the fuck do I want to watch that? It's like a documentary without the honest to be right. Like, you fucking serious? No, fuck off.
Look, I know the films, I know the movies you fucking watched, and it just surprises me. Oh my God, if you're going to fucking burn your time so frivolously.
I watched fucking 3 hours of TikTok today. What the fuck are you talking about burning time?
I know, bitch. I'm here trying to solve technical issues before we record, and you're like, oh, check this chick out. She can't dance, but fucking, she's the number one fucking ethod on TikTok.
Tell me.
Yeah.
The minute I started looking at our TikTok,
did
our fucking Chinese overlords not fix your computer in the back end?
Yeah, but then it broke again.
Oh, they're not perfect. They're fucking learning. They can look at everything backwards.
I understand. They got big issues to deal with at the moment. Not knowing if their next meal is bat meat in it.
That's it. They got to take their fucking pangolin breaks. Chris Naninu at the Warriors. That's a fucking good shout.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
Leon Bott came up a few times.
Yeah, see, I remember Leon Bott being a little nuggety, like super fast player, but I don't recall him being like this god mode. You know what I mean? Like he was just a super fast fucking winger, wasn't he?
Was he post? Like, was he the post Wendell and Lottie?
Yeah, I believe so.
Like immediately post?
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe that's why he just had such high expectations.
Yeah, maybe, but expectations do not equal a god mode.
And Craigie for Newcastle.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
2016 Bryce Cartwright. Weird.
No. Well, you can speak to that more than anyone, I suppose.
Yeah.
He wasn't that great, was he?
Oh, in 2016, well, that was a good year for us.
Yeah.
Like, all round. That was the peak running game, and that was when we had that right edge had played so much of their fucking junior footy together, had won junior premierships together.
Yep.
And that was before we decided to go and fuck it all up.
Well, they'd gone through the fucking the meat grinder of Trent Barrett coaching the juniors.
Oh, well, it was just, dumb shit. Like, hey, we've got that right side that know each other fucking intimately. Oh, let's just get one of them and put him at 6 and fuck the rest of them and move this guy over the other side of the field. It was a fuck around. Yeah, he's probably more just in the fell off a cliff category rather than the one season wonder.
And, like, I dare say they're not as good as, thought to be better than he was because of his last name, perhaps as well.
Again, that was a good season for him, and he didn't have those obvious defensive woes that he has now.
Yeah.
Like, he was never a fucking powerhouse folding people over.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, Bryce Cartwright being a turnstile wasn't a thing back then.
He's kind of playing like like Brent Todd after that press conference that's been going around the internet the last couple of weeks. He's just like, so we got Sheila's up here. I want to fuck them all. I want to fuck them all, and then hit him with the yabby pump.
Old sexy eyes Daniel Mortimer from 2009.
Yeah, I think.
Or was he carried a fair bit?
I think Jared Hayne probably was more from that season. Yeah.
Wade McKinnon at the Warriors.
See, I don't remember him ever having like the God mode thing.
Yeah, no.
All I remember about him from his time at the Warriors was when he got that massive vagina opened up on his head. When he was absolutely fucking split with an axe.
Lottie 2010 for the Tigers.
He's a pretty good year.
That's a fucking good shout.
It's a pretty good year.
Yeah.
But and then he had a worse year in 2014, but won the comp.
Yeah. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Some good shouts there. Lachlan Coote for the Cowboys.
Yeah, no.
The premiership year.
Yeah, but like it was a good fucking year for him. I think because of the results, but I don't think it was. I mean, there was a lot of quality going on that year with the Cowboys. That was the one year it all clicked.
Yeah, that's it.
They had this window, and it sort of came close to clicking a couple of times, and then they sort of overachieved in 17, getting there without JT.
Yeah,
but I feel like they probably underachieved over that entire period based on what they did in 2015.
There you go. So, well, that's it. So maybe what this exercise has taught us is that we tend to hold players in our own sides in higher regard than.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like I put some serious thought into trying to think of like someone who did that for Manly. Couldn't trawl. I mean, like I remember like back in the day, like Ben Walker had a great year where I think he got the top point scorer. Like, but. And like Orford got the Dally M in the 2008 grand final year, which is a great season. But I mean, he was good in 2007. He was good in 2009. Then he went to shit after that. But
so he's another one of maybe you would put him in the fell off a cliff category, but he was never the same.
Yeah, I mean, he was sort of leaving us anyway. You know, and then he fell off the cliff. When
Anthony on the Facebook group said Phil and Michael Blake at Manly.
Yeah, I think...
one breakout season, then did nothing ever again. But he said it was easy for him to remember because he's old.
Yeah. I still think history remembers Phil Blake very kindly, though, I think.
Okay.
And, like, being better than just one season,
Yeah, okay.
But...
Interesting,
maybe I'm not as old.
Yes, that's it.
And his era definitely was at the front end of my era of shit I can recall in rugby league too. So,
this week's homework, I'm going to put 2 posts up.
Okay,
and it's up to you what you fucking do because we're not teachers and we don't give a fuck and we can't reach these kids anyway. How do I reach these kids? homework assignment number 1, and I forget who fucking suggested these. I will credit you in the post. I'm sorry, I've forgotten you. The greatest team for each state to never play State of Origin.
So must be eligible for State of Origin.
Yep.
For the various states.
Yep.
And for whatever reason
didn't play. Whether they were, so my instant pick. Oh, hang on. Did Michael Gordon ever end up playing Origin? Fuck, I can't remember. No, he didn't, because he was always fucking injured.
Yeah.
Every time he had those seasons that he was looking like it, he'd fucking.
I can think of one instantly too, and I mean, like, I have to go through a bit of a pathway to get to it, but fucking Wangman, Michael Robertson. If they would select Wolfman for fucking, why would Wolfman ever get selected over him for representative when he was by far the more solid option, and just as prolific, if not more so in try scoring.
Yep,
and not inclined to like personality play. And he was like more of a do your job sort of guy. Why he would never have got a run in an era where New South Wales felt compelled that they had to put Wolfman in as a winger. He should have got that particular slot then.
Yeah, there you go. No, he played one game for New South Wales in 2010. So There you go. Fucking Gordo's out.
Gordo's out. Yep.
2010. God, fuck, he was good back then.
That fucking when
he was fucking great.
That was the year that I really loved him because he was in my Supercoach team and he cost me fuck all, and he would just go fucking berserk because he was kicking goals and carting the ball up off kicks. Just fucking great.
Yep.
That was his season. That's, you want to talk about God mode season. There we go. There's him as well.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, he never really. I mean,
But still, just for Penrith though.
Yeah.
Like that year that we had Amos Roberts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
there you go.
There's your example. Michael Gordon, if he'd never played Origin, perfect player for it. Second homework assignment is, and again, I'll credit this one in the message too, is based on what you've seen in 2020. If you had to pick team of the rounds, basically, is what we're saying. But you have to pick one player from each team, and you can have 2 from your team, the team you support. So I'll put both of those posts up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go for your fucking life.
We're going to see some really shit teams out of that second one, I think, because we've got 160 minutes of football on which to base them.
Well, Cleary obviously gets the 7.
You can't be biased at all in terms of form carried into the season. Like, it has to be only based on the games.
Correct. That's it. So given, like, if it's the Yuri of someone, they're obviously a fucking walk-up start.
Yeah, but it's not though.
It is.
It's not. You're saying it. You keep saying that word, but I don't think you understand that it's not true.
How does rugby league come back in the midst of a global pandemic, if not for some divine power interjecting? Hashtag Yuri Cleary.
We literally fucking 20 minutes ago established that it was Daly Cherry Evans that brokered that deal and the peace between the two sides. Where the fuck have you been?
No, that was talking about how they're getting paid. I'm talking about actual footy coming back.
Yeah, this is the to reach agreement and get the game back on track.
Okay.
And get the players wanting to play.
Okay.
Because now they understand that they need to play to get the pay.
Just May.
Tommy Turbo, fullback. Whoa, music's starting up again. Why aren't you muted, you little cunt? I see that. How they're not muted? Fucking mute yourself, fool.
Nice. Teddy at fullback. His form's better over 2 games.
There was a head-to-head battle between the two of them,
and Teddy had the better.
And Teddy got fucking smashed by.
No, he didn't. Manly won the game, but Teddy's a better fullback.
Teddy got fucking smashed by Tommy Turbo in that second game.
I'm not happy to risk like my fucking team of the round on a biscuit-legged fucking frittata.
You're fucking risking the fucking direction of the team on a fucking Igor chinned fucking frittata in the halves.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So you know what?
If I got a yacht.
If your frittata's going in there, then so's mine. And honestly, like, I have to think back and And the glaring things that jump out at me from the first 2 rounds of action this year were like reasons not to include cunts.
Yeah.
BJ's like, for example, BJ's not in it. Noffa's definitely not in it. like that's the first thing that just I mean, I know it's recency bias and everything.
None of the Warriors are in it. Fuck, how do you pick a Warriors player?
Okay.
Like, that's just got to be it's got to be just a bench prop or something.
Yeah, because you certainly don't want to entrust the starting position.
No.
And even then, like, they got 1 try and it was a fucking charity try.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Very difficult. That's going to be one of the more difficult components.
Yeah, pick a warrior.
Pick a warrior for your side. You got it. It's compulsory.
Yeah.
Good fucking luck.
Oof.
Good luck.
Yes.
Do you have anything else on that one you want to add?
Nope.
Okay, so the other bit of homework this week was you nominated the first movie that we were going to be talking about, and the movie in question was Any Given Sunday by the great Oliver Stone and starring the great Al Pacino, among a million other people, including fucking Charlton Heston in like a 1-line role that I didn't fucking like. I'm like, is that? Oh yeah, this is old enough for him to be a lot. Wow. And it was like and the first time he was on the screen, he didn't say anything. It was like no words, and I was like, how do I got Charlton Heston there, and it's not even a speaking role, it's like a fucking extra, like a featured extra. And then later on, I think he said something, he had some lines, but yeah. So, what was your takeaway from this movie?
Look, I had some different takeaways.
Is this the first time you'd seen the movie?
This is the first time I've seen the movie.
My impression was, with your suggesting this movie, I thought it was a movie that was like near and dear to your heart. And that was why you suggested it. And so I was kind of like, I
looked up sports movies on my phone, and it starts with A.
Yeah, because when you said that, I'm like, ooh.
And it was on Netflix.
Yeah, like, oh, you're not gonna lie. Yeah. So. I've seen the movie. I have opinions.
No.
I don't want to rape your childhood or anything here, like.
But what I've come down to, and it's obviously messaged you about it earlier in the day, and I'm having a look through the rest of Oliver Stone's catalogue.
Yep.
And what I've come out with is, it was fucking easy to be good at movies a long time ago. Like, that shit was fucking simple, because he's not good at it. What he is good at is somehow he's basically the fucking Ponga of directors, right? There's all this fucking hype around him, but under close inspection, it's really fucking hard to see the actual quality. So what Oliver Stone's good at is getting a lot of credit for one thing out of an entire fucking movie, right? So in Platoon's
a fucking great movie.
Well,
top to bottom.
Yeah.
No, it's unquestionably fucking great.
Yeah. That whole movie, it could not happen, and you just have Willem Dafoe throwing his fucking hands up in the air.
I mean, that's like a memorable moment of it, but that movie's fucking great.
Exactly. But just follow me. JFK with Kevin Costner.
When his head explodes.
Back and to the left. Back.
But that also is an undeniably great movie.
Yeah. This is the other thing. The best of his movies aren't fucking his movies. All JFK is a retelling of a fucking court case. The other movie in here that's good is The Doors, which is a retelling of a fucking actual rock band.
Can I tell you, that fucking movie, I haven't watched it in a long time, but I'm probably due a rewatch. But I remember when I was living in Japan, we told that there were 3 Australian guys that worked in the hotel where I worked, and we told like Christmas is not a huge thing over in Japan or whatever, and it's certainly not like a public holiday sort of situation. And so we wanted to have fucking a Christmas break. So we said, like, for religious reasons, we needed to have from the 23rd to the 27th off. and they were like, and they were begrudgingly like, yeah, all right, okay. And so we basically went to the bottle-o on the 23rd after we left work, bought fucking bottles of fucking spirits, we had about fucking 5 bottles of spirits each, and proceeded to drink from the 23rd to the 27th. And we went down to, this is in 1994, Christmas 94 it would have been. And so we were, and so we went to, it was VCRs back then. So we went to the video shop, got the doors out, none of us had seen it, and we watched that movie blind for fucking 4 days straight, rewound it, watched it again, rewound it, while we were fucking pissed off our fucking heads. And so that movie always has a special place.
It's near and dear.
It is.
Nice.
Because it was the psychedelic experience of the movie. It fits so well.
So moving on from The Doors, he has another Pacino classic, Scarface. Now, he's upped his game in Scarface because...
Well, I mean, it predates all of those movies.
But see,
so, I mean, it's not like he upped his game because of...
Oh, well, no, but he's upped his game because that...
Also a classic fucking movie.
That doesn't just have the one memorable moment.
That's got so many.
That's got the say hello to my little friend, and it has the first you get the money.
Yeah, and it's got, you know what a hussy is? Yeah, it's got so many parts.
You know.
It's got the chainsaw in the fucking thing.
Don't you know I come from the gutter? There's more than one. Yay, good for him. Wall Street.
The fucking great movie.
Yeah, Greed is good. The whole rest of that movie could just not exist. And it's just fucking Mr. Zeta Jones going,
so what it sounds
Greed
like
is good, but be careful eating pussy because it might give you throat cancer. That's that movie.
But that's in the days before eating pussy gave you throat cancer. Like that predates pussy eating throat cancer by like 20 years.
The only thing I can come up with here is that there was a lot of leftover cocaine from Scarface, and Oliver Stone did all of it before directing this movie. Because fuck me, it chops and changes, and there's shit I didn't understand. And with the caveat that I'm not a Gridiron fan and I don't understand the game.
Yeah.
Right? But the action shots were that fucking blurry and didn't even give me the opportunity to read the jersey numbers to identify who the fucking people were, let alone catch their fucking faces. But then, like, there's the game that's playing and then there's fucking lightning coming. And and then all of a sudden, like right at the end of the movie, or at an important bit, there's some more lightning, and you're like, okay, is that a callback to the beginning? Is lightning an important fucking theme here?
But basically, like the thing is, I mean, he's undeniably a great filmmaker, and this is just probably, unless I'm forgetting anything, I'm not looking.
That's what I've just been saying. He's deniably a great filmmaker.
No, he's undeniably a great filmmaker.
Because I'm denying it.
The problem with this movie is, like, I think without, you know, I'd have to see what else, you know, I'm like, I don't remember his entire catalogue, but I definitely think that this is potentially his worst movie, and it's not that far away from being a good movie, but I think a 2-hour version of this would have been much better than the 2.5-hour version that was ultimately released. There was and like, I get what he was trying to do. He obviously loves the game and wanted to try and, like, you know, pay homage to the brutality and, like, and, you know, try and put you in the position of, like, you know, being the quarterback with these fucking animals, you know, bearing down, and you're like, yeah, and the, you know, all of that sort of thing, and the explosives. I get that, but it's also like this the whole big combat between, like, you know, old and new through the whole movie, and it's just like fucking, it was just too much. Like, I mean, like, I get the theme and everything, and it was all fine, but, like, it had too, like, you know, you got the aging quarterback, you know, you got Dennis Quaid, and then you've got Jamie Foxx coming through.
Yep.
But then you've got the old coach, and then you've got the fucking Two-Face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So then you got the old coach and the young coach, and then you've got the daughter, you know, contrasting with her dad that owned the site. There was just too many fucking.
That's all good, and that's the thing. It was about 9 different fucking movies without doing any of them well.
Take the entire Cameron Diaz, everything about that.
Exactly.
Doesn't need to be
because
in there.
Pacino doesn't need anything more than the pressure of losing to be his antagonist. He doesn't need her being a...
And like, you know, the pressure of him losing his job and everything, that's fine too. But you don't need like the relocation, potential relocating the team, like all that shit, and like the mayor, like, you know, and building a stadium, like there's just, and like all of that is, you know, intricate stuff that happens in professional football. I get that, but it just doesn't need it.
Like,
you
know? And I get the whole thing where there was
the young doctor and the old, James Woods, and then you had fucking Matthew Modine as well, with, you know, like, you know, falsifying the medical.
That's it. Oddly enough, interesting insight into CTE, and in hindsight, probably very telling about a lot of shit that went on.
It was actually probably the first thing that ever really spoke about like that sort of stuff, I think.
And I thought it was interesting how, like, it was so obvious that the coach was just like, you're not playing.
Yeah.
You might die.
Yeah.
You might die.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas I'm not sure that's how it really happened. But the whole subplot with LL Cool J and his friction with Jamie Foxx and the thing, like, that's a whole fucking narrative in itself.
Yeah.
And I get that LL Cool J was the Uncle Tom who was beholden to the white man paying him the money, and that, you know, maybe.
But that sort of the team dynamic stuff, that was all fine too. Like with Jamie Foxx going on TV and saying like, oh, you know, the reason I won that game was all because of him. No one can do shit. And then so the next game they just didn't block for him and he got fucking destroyed.
Yeah,
like that sort of stuff. Definitely.
100%.
That sort of course correction doesn't happen. I don't think it would happen so much in like the actual NFL, but absolutely happens on the way up to that to beat that out of motherfuckers.
Or you know, probably wouldn't happen for a whole game, but there might be a couple,
like a play where they just let them get hammered, just to
remind you. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much. You can get the pressure on Pacino and fuck off Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, like there's a great movie in there, but literally cut a half an hour out of it.
You can get the team dynamic friction without having LL Cool J hate him.
Yep.
You know?
But you can have that part in there as well, because I mean, you know, because it all speaks to the end. Because I mean, the one memorable thing of the movie is Al Pacino's, you know, rousing speech before they, you know, the semi-final they play.
Yeah.
And you know, and then that obviously that inspires Jamie Foxx's character to actually sort of step up and get on board with what he wants to do and do it his way. And then it inspires LL Cool J to actually take the unselfish option instead of go for the hero option at the end of the game. You know.
And then
I mean, all that part of it all works. You know?
Oh, see, in my opinion, it was just too. It all feels like it's fucking shoehorned in there. So I'm 100% with you.
Yeah.
To just cut a bunch of shit out. But a lot of it just felt like there's like the scene with his fucking girlfriend.
Yes, right? It's just too much. Like cut out that entire plot.
So
or cut out at least the point after she leaves him.
They're a boyfriend and girlfriend, and they live together. And he's an up and coming football player, and she's an academic. You know, education's important to her.
Yep.
They go to one party after he's had his fucking nervous game.
Becomes a star, breakout sort of star. Everyone wants a piece of him.
Has a good game. He's talking to a couple of people. She cracks it. He cracks it. All of a sudden, they break up.
Yep.
There's no fucking build-up. You don't know why it's important. There's just a lot of stuff that's just like nothing, explosion of fucking tension.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, he obviously he loves the game, but he's obviously got some problems with the game as well. So what he wanted to do is he wanted to lay out his love for the game and pay homage to it, and also pay homage to like the Tom Landrys, like the old school sort of coaches, like which Al Pacino, you know, obviously represents. But then he also wanted to like, you know, expose like, you know, the racism or like the placism, like the Jamie Foxx was talking about.
That's it.
Plus the drug abuse, plus the, you know, the turning a blind eye to injuries and, you know, and the quarters of pain-killing injections and all that sort of stuff.
That's it.
Plus he wanted to shine a light on the, you know, the excesses of like, you know, the drug abuse and the partying and all that sort of thing. Plus he wanted to talk about and you know what? Pick half of that stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, the half that you should remain with is the half on the field. And any off-field stuff, you just want it to really be the friction, like when Jamie Foxx went to his place for dinner or whatever, where they're trying to work out stuff that directly relates to the stuff that you've seen on the field, you know? Cut out the Cameron Diaz shit, cut out the girlfriend shit. You can have partying scenes, but you don't have to have like all of this fucking, you know, so many of these, you know, these partying scenes at all. You don't need that many of them. And, you know, and you can treat it as, you know, like locker room partying after a game. You don't have to make it like, you know, all this, and you know, it's just like, oh, you know, these players have got kids, we get it, and they're like, you know, it's just too much shit crammed into a fucking 2.5 hour movie.
Thing that convinced me that Oliver Stone was a fucking coke-riddled mess during this movie. The fucking soundtrack.
The soundtrack was it certainly placed it like in time. Like it freezes it in time.
Yeah. Oh, the hip hop side of it certainly does. But that's the thing. Like all of a sudden, okay, you got fucking Missy Elliott, and then there's hang on, wait, no, we're playing fucking Paranoid by Black Sabbath to lead into a football game.
Yeah, and then there's like Gary Glitter, and then now there's Outkast.
Yeah.
And
you know?
Yeah.
It
had a huge budget he had a huge budget for music royalties.
Huge budget for music, and also a pretty fucking huge cast.
Well, that's the thing I didn't remember. Like I remembered that that it was Jamie Foxx and Al Pacino. I forgot that LL was in it, and then you've got like I guess Eckhart and people like that were probably more up and coming at the time. But then James Woods, that was probably his peak sort of time around 100%. There.
Before he went all fucking Republican.
Man, that guy has he fucking heel turned or what? Like he's gone like to the insane Trumpy sort of Fox, like full on fucking that sort of shit. And then obviously there's a lot of people who are probably reasonably early in their careers, like Cameron Diaz and Matthew Modine and
Well, again, Jamie Foxx was up and coming as well. That was his first non-comedy.
Yeah, that Puffy was meant to be that role.
Fucking serious?
But he pulled out, citing tour or recording time conflicts or whatever. But the word is that he pulled out because like he couldn't convincingly throw a ball for like to be a quarterback.
Yeah, okay.
And there was someone else that they looked at, Chris Tucker. He was like Jamie Foxx was not the first choice. Chris Tucker was going to be in that Beeman role as well.
Interesting. And the other thing that was too fucking forced was the doctor from Scrubs with the Hitler haircut.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean,
he was
he was meant to be Jim Rome. I mean, he was like paying homage to like a real reporter. But once again, he obviously loves the game so much and everything around it. Like for example, the opposing coaches, a lot of those guys were like ex-players and coaches from from the NFL. So,
cool, nice Easter
egg. That black guy that was going to collect the $1 million bonus, and he ended up. And he had the injury, and he get hit the wrong way, he could die. Yeah. I mean that was like Lawrence Taylor. He was like one of the greatest players, like Hall of Fame players.
Yeah, okay.
In reality, and so he's obviously like he's jammed a lot of these guys in there because of he loves the game. But fuck, man, you don't have to throw every single aspect of the NFL.
Yeah.
Because I mean that was the other weird thing. I mean it's a minor quibble. He couldn't get the rights to use the NFL. Like he couldn't make the team be the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
But yet at the same time in the script, the mayor's talking about something and he mentions the Miami Dolphins.
The Crosstown Dolphins. Yeah. One of the commentators says something about the Crosstown Dolphins.
Yeah. So they actually. So while it's meant to be a fictitious version of the NFL, they actually coexist with the real NFL because the Dolphins actually mention the Dolphins. I mean, just not fucking don't mention them at all. Just be a fictitious version of the NFL.
Yeah, that's it.
It's fine. But
and it's not exactly not set up for a fucking sequel.
It wouldn't. Yeah, no, it would never be though. Yeah, it would never.
You don't think?
No.
That was the fucking peak era for sequel.
Yeah, but that was just that wasn't a. I don't think he's like a sequel-y sort of guy. But at the same time, it wasn't necessarily setting up the future. What it was just setting up. Al Pacino wins.
Yeah.
Over Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, exactly.
Being pushed out by her.
Yeah.
She thought she won, and he was going to go, fade into the sunset or whatever. And he got to have like the final sort of victory. You know, that's all that really was.
That's it
for the old campaigner.
And he gave his speech. Which is the one thing that this fucking shithouse movie is remembered for and gives it any sort of fucking positive involvement in people's lexicons.
And it's a fucking sensational speech, though. Like, it's a sensational piece of acting from Al.
It is.
And look, the performances are all great, really. I mean, Jamie Foxx only has to play what would have been 90% of a young Jamie Foxx. But, he did a great...
You can see it, like when he's doing the fucking music video and the ads and shit.
Yeah.
You can see, that's Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
So...
Willie Beeman gets the girls creaming.
Beeman.
Gets the girls creaming.
Yes, okay.
But yeah, look, I wouldn't say it's a shithouse movie. I'd sort of give it like maybe like a 2.5, 3 out of 5 if I was giving it a mark.
I would say
I think you could easily it's easily there's a 4-star movie in there with just greater focus and editing.
Yes.
At a script level, like you didn't before you film it. Don't try and chop that into something smaller. Just narrow the focus down a little bit.
You could enter it as a fucking short film. Have the end of all of the game sections where it's like loss, 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 win, win, loss, win. Al Pacino speech.
Last game.
Fucking Oscar-winning short film.
and it wouldn't be called Any Given Sunday. It would be
better than
the team that lost a lot of games and then listened to a speech and won.
Better than the self-indulgent wank that Kobe Bryant won a fucking Oscar for. Fucking hand out those awards to everyone.
Oh, what's the next movie?
It's your turn to pick now.
Yeah, fuck, I'm struggling. Hey, like not for choosing a movie, but just for trying to find one that's readily available for people. That's the problem because like the first movie that comes to mind when I think of like I guess a sports movie. I mean, martial arts is a sport, right?
No,
I mean,
it's a pastime.
It's about the Olympics, so it's sport. And or not the Olympics, sorry, it's like a world championship sort of situation. But the movie that I would choose if it were readily available, I don't think it is, unfortunately, though. But I'm happy to take advice. The movie's called The Best of the Best, and it's a martial arts movie from the late 80s, which is about the US Olympic or the US Taekwondo team for like world championships, and it's starring Eric Roberts, who in this movie proves that he is the most talented member of his family, and certainly far more talented than his duck-mouthed fucking sister.
Okay, so does that open up?
And it also has Chris Penn, who's the most talented Penn.
So, no.
Yes.
Ann Teller is the most talented Penn. By a fucking long shot.
Penn Jillette, you mean?
Yes. But he's Penn of Penn and Teller.
But he wrote, I mean, then again, he wrote a diet book that posits it to the diet. The first month of the diet is to eat nothing but potatoes, or the first week or whatever.
Well, he is a fucking skinny motherfucker.
Now.
Yeah.
Now he is.
Yeah, so.
Keep it off. Or is he? It could be a fucking magic trick. I don't know. They seem to be really fucking good at magic. That's all I'm saying.
One day, his poor wife's blowing him. He just drops his gun out of thin air on her head. Ta-da, bitch!
It's just like, why doesn't it reach me? It's like because he's got this illusory force field that she can't tell that he's like actually 10 centimeters wider.
Then the gut turns around and it's Teller and it smiles at her or finishes him off. Okay, so if martial arts are a movie, does that open us up to fucking great actual movies like Bloodsport?
Yeah, I mean this one is more is like a more sports, like it's like a team team taekwondo, like a USA versus Korea sort of situation, like where it's actually set up more, you know what I mean, like rather than like a movie where you're kicking your way through bosses and to get the final boss, and because Bloodsport's fucking great, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'm there for Bloodsport.
Well, see, here's the thing. My first grievance is with a website called flixlist.co. I just looked up to see if White Man Can't Jump is on Netflix.
Okay.
It says it is. I don't really believe it. But it says for similar titles, The White Men Can't Jump, Finding Dory, Derby Dogs, and Baby Geniuses. So
are those guys
Flixlist.co, fix your fucking algorithm.
Yeah,
but I should actually look on Netflix itself.
Yeah.
Because that's also on my phone.
There are those. What's that site that sort of covers all, like Amazon and Stan and everything? There are sites that cover all of them, right? And then you can see which service they're actually on. But at the end of the day, I fucking send people out to the 7 Seas. find the homework and go nuts.
Moneyball's on Netflix.
Yeah, I only watched that like probably 2 months ago.
Gridiron Gang's on Netflix.
Fuck that shit. What else you got? Let me have a look on Netflix quickly and see what see if there's something that jumps out.
I'm just going to type in sports.
And like I don't really want to do like a documentary.
The Last Whistle.
And
We Are Marshall.
Yeah. They're all a bit fucking like they're all a bit sugary. Like I mean they're not bad movies by any stretch.
Hands of Stone.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but it's De Niro. I've never fucking heard of it.
De Niro, really?
De Niro, Hands of Stone. It's a boxing movie.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a boxing movie, but fucking, okay. The fact that we haven't heard of it, though, makes me really fear for the quality. And yeah, because you know Robert De Niro, I mean, he's...
Can do something for a paycheck.
Does give less than a single solitary fuck these days. I mean, he will appear at the opening of an envelope. As long as you pay him enough. He's kind of gone down that Sam Jackson and fucking... Who's that machete guy?
You will pay me how much to say motherfucker?
Who's Machete? I forgot his fucking name. What's almost
Rob TWiL. How do you pronounce it?
No, that's the bass player in Metallica. The new bass player.
Am I racist to Mexicans?
I think so. They don't look at
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo. Yeah, Danny Trejo. Yeah, he's the same too. Like that motherfucker just. Cut him a check. He'll appear like we could literally say we want to make Tigers in Decline the movie.
Yeah,
and if we could crowdfund like 20 grand and get him down to Australia, he'd be in it.
Yeah, if we need a hard cunt who looks hard, but turns out to be a sweetheart.
Yeah,
that's him.
That's
his jam.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Fuck, we may have to just drop it in the Facebook group afterwards and drop it on Twitter and things like that.
Yes, we'll figure it out.
That's the problem that I'm finding with this is just getting something that's readily accessible to everyone. But otherwise, by all means, check out the best of the best because it's fucking great. And we will come up with a more widespread choice. I have a feeling it's on Prime, but I think it might.
Okay,
it might be
let's go.
Prime
we'll
US.
go looking for best of the best, and if people need help,
Yep.
Email Nate and he'll give you a totally legal way to find it.
Boom. Okay, mailbag this week. Well, first thing before we get into the mailbag, just want to say to the members, thank you, gods and goddesses, for jumping on board. They're now closed. The hats are closed. Everything's Trust the shirts are closed. Every single one of those items has commenced production now. Some of them will be in my hands, within sort of 2 weeks. Some of them a little bit longer, thanks to the bat flu. But they should all be in, by say 4 weeks, something like that. And then we'll wait for all of it to come in, and then all the orders will be able to go out at the same time, and that will be sensational. A question from Alexander on Facebook. With Joey Leilua being considered a hero of the NRL, who would make up your suicide squad of NRL players? Hero in quotes.
Yes. Well, I would want mine to be murder suicides, and it's any team that Robbie Farah ever played with.
You think you want like Cameron Smith and Billy Slater?
I did ask. What do you mean by suicide squad though?
Yeah, no, I guess he means like
just
anti-heroes.
We're a team of dumb cunts.
Yeah, it's like heroes in quotes.
Yeah, okay.
So,
like BJ's a dumb fuck.
Yep.
Do you go early career Whiten for the still got paid dumb fuckery?
Yeah, like Blake Ferguson. I mean, he seems Dugan, and they seem to be
dumb fucks.
Todd Carney,
I
don't know. That's but then when we're saying that, we're just basically just cataloguing players who've had indiscretions.
Basically, no, it's fucking mouthpieces.
Yeah,
like it's fucking Dugan going on there, going, I do not get fucking hurt every game. before he fucking goes out and plays 10 minutes and comes off to suck the green whistle.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, well, there's a fucking great backline.
Pretty good backline. I mean, if you could get them on the field and keep them out of the bar.
Yeah.
Or off the green whistle.
That's it, yeah. Out of their own fucking heads.
Yeah, exactly. Mitch said, not having footy and watching old replays has made me realise how fucking good rugby league is. Which player/team/footy moment got you into footy? 9 years old and going back to school the day after Origin and reliving Gordon Tallis tackling Brett Hodgson made me go home and beg my oldies to let me play for my local team.
Yeah, fuck yeah, there you go.
I'm too old to remember. I remember playing football for years before watching it, like religiously, and you know what I mean? Like before having any memories of like at least 5 years before having any memories of like watching games and stuff. Certainly not TV games as well, like because up here at that time in the early 80s, it wasn't that common to see games on television. You know, there was like one or two a weekend. And also because we'd be going to games, like going to watch Valleys and stuff, like locally up here in Brisbane, until they went on their hiatus.
Yeah.
So, and I remember the first Manly game I actually got to in person was at fucking Lang Park, and the first Broncos game ever. So that was fun.
It is interesting. I often wonder what it's going to be like for this generation coming through.
Yeah.
Just because the live game is nowhere near as prominent. And when I think back to early memories, it's things like being on the hill out at Campbelltown, or oh my god, fucking somehow we've been invited to go to a box at the SFS, and isn't this like this whole fucking vibe is great, or there'd be the doubles where you'd get to go to the footy and then to Parramatta Speedway, you know, that sort of shit. I don't know. Yeah,
it's true. It's not the same because, Suncorp's great. Like, it's a great fucking place to watch football. Don't get me wrong.
It is, if you're already a footy fan.
Yeah, but it is not as good as taking an esky.
Yeah.
And going with your old man and your brother and that. Yeah. And sitting on the giant concrete steps at the end of Lang Park.
Or,
in the outer.
Being on a hill somewhere.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's that beautiful part of being kids that any kid within a 10-foot proximity of you is your friend.
Yeah, yeah. And he's running around kicking the ball and watching the game or whatever. But
that's it. Yeah. What's your friend's name? I don't know.
Yep.
We just spent 40 minutes together fucking tackling the shit out of each other and having fun. I feel sad for that. I'm nostalgic.
Yep.
For the feels.
Yep. And that is one of the reasons why I fucking love Brookie, because it's one of the few places where you can actually stand on a grassy hill to this day.
And get asbestos.
Mate.
And have your ticket money going to support Tony Abbott and George Pell.
So be it. Okay. Worth it for the hill. Worth it for the hill. Yeah, I said it.
You reckon that's what Jonah's mum was saying while she was blowing directors?
Sorry, whose mum?
Jonah.
Zoran, or Zohan, as I like to call him after this question, is Billy Madison a documentary about Trump? The guy can't read a speech for shit.
No, he fucking can't.
You know what? I don't think that he has a lot of intention about reading a speech. I think he does whatever the fuck he wants. He's a fucking moron, don't get me wrong. But I don't think you can put down his speeches. I don't think you can put them down to the fact that he can't read a speech. He goes off script because he thinks he's smarter and funnier than every other cunt.
Yeah.
Like when I saw he did a speech, was today or yesterday, where he actually throws a joke in there about, like the flu's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
And then you could see that he looked like shocked and actually angered.
Yeah.
Because the line fucking bombed and didn't get the response.
Well, it's because he's used to speaking at fucking giant
at captive audiences where they,
it's his employees, or it's his investors, or it's people who, because you don't remember before this, like there was that undertone that he was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but he was still a celebrity. He was a TV host. He was a star. Like he was in fucking Home Alone 2, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
He's not in it anymore, though. I don't think. I think they've excised that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They Saving Private Ryan walkie-talkie gunned him. Did you ever end up finishing South Park?
No.
Fuck, that was one of the greatest episodes ever.
What was that?
They had to go and stop George Lucas from fucking with Star Wars. And every couple of minutes, he'd release a new version. And it got to the stage like where we've replaced all the characters in the whole movie with Ewoks. And it's like, and then Spielberg re-releases Saving Private Ryan, but he's replaced all the guns with walkie-talkies. Fucking great. So good. Yeah, no, he's an absolute piece of shit. I don't think he's a moron, which makes him worse.
Yes. What do we got here? I don't want to use all of these up on in one go, but we had Mitch on Facey give us ideas for lockdown shows. So I'm just going to choose one of them. These are all seem to be great questions, actually, for homework. So the first one, the one I'm going to pick this time, I'm going to hold some back maybe for homework over the coming weeks, but the one I will pick is clubs that no longer exist. Are you glad they're gone or bring them back? And if so, who do they replace? I don't want to offend anyone here, but I do actually. I'm glad the Bears are gone. They fucking burn in hell. My only regret about the Bears being gone, actually there's none, is that Souths aren't fucking with them.
I don't know. I thought you'd have a regret about where ex-Bears fans ended up.
Yeah, but I mean, some of them ended up at the Sharkies too, didn't they? So,
well, on both counts.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, yeah.
I do think it's fairly shit, and it just comes down to population, that we can't have the tiers like other competitions have.
Yeah. Like the English Premier League go down to the Championship and things like that. Yeah. Because then you could have a world where we've got these 16 clubs here.
Yep, that's it.
And then you've got Newtown running around like they do now, and then you've got West Magpies, Balmain Tigers as separate entities.
Yep.
North Sydney Bears. I mean, they are sort of there, but they're kind of like now they're not the same. Like they're just like there as a feeder names purpose of feeders. But then you could get like Illawarra Steelers and all that. Actually,
that's it.
As full independent incarnations of the club. I mean, which would have I guess it would have implications for the West Tigers would have to be Balmain, in their own right or something like that. You know what I mean? And
the West Tigers would actually have to be Wests, considering how much ownership.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to be one or the other. And I mean, and so then the other one would be running around down there,
that's it,
vying for the chance for promotion or relegation, and
fucking tell me that doesn't bring a whole new meaning, and it's something I've banged on about at any given fucking opportunity. Is that if you come bottom two. You will be relegated.
Yep.
And the fucking payment that you were guaranteed for your contract doesn't fucking exist anymore.
Yep.
Because that payment is contingent on you being a first grade side.
Yeah. Yep.
Because the first grade sides get the NRL's money.
Yep.
And if you're relegated, your contract drops to whatever it is.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be fucking lovely if instead of Super League and all the shit that came from that.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone came in and said, "Hey, you know what? We just want to make a second tier, and we're going to work with you, fucking NRL, ARL, whatever it is. If your salary cap to them's 10 million, we're going to make ours, 2 million. And so all of the contracts for our players, they can be the same, but just as a lower percentage.
Yep.
And so if they're relegated and we can promote people, and no, won't fucking happen.
No. But sometimes it's nice to think about. But look, honestly, I'm not glad clubs are gone. The only time I feel glad when clubs are gone is when the people who were followers of those clubs start gobbing off.
Yes.
And when that's the case, I'm like, I'm glad you're fucking gone.
Or for the
and when you get these Floramos and these cockheads, going and like Singleton, trying to pipe up every time he thinks that he's got a chance to fucking get the Bears back in the comp.
Or when the obvious fucking trolling lols.
Yeah.
Like the Dragons posted something the other day.
Okay, what did they do?
Oh, fuck, it was something a bit... But it was in the vein of they were counting from when they became St George Illawarra.
Oh, okay, yep.
And so a bunch of people retweeted it, and they were just like, "Yep, that's it. This long in the league, one premiership. That's it. That's all you got."
Yep.
You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
Finally, Jimmy. Just want to shout out to Jimmy, who I was friends with him on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. And so I was noticing that he was having a vacation around like fucking Vietnam and Thailand and shit, right when Corona's getting it at its spiciest.
That's like that's bat adjacent.
And I'm like, motherfucker, how the fuck are you going to get back here? And it seems like he just snuck back here in the nick of time, had to do the 14 days, isolation straight from the airport. So he's just come out of that. And he was very kind to throw in the group and say he works at Bar Cleveland in Surrey Hills, and saying that, if like anyone's doing a tough, pop in for a takeaway beer or a feed, and I'll discreetly help out where I can, even if it's a quiet beer. And I just want to say that you're a fucking legend, man. And like he's not the only one that's put out the feelers, like for assistance and just to do acts of kindness and things like that for people in the community at this time. Yeah, and just wanted to shout him out just because it's highly appreciated.
Yes. And one thing, if you go in there,
yes,
ask for Jimmy.
Yes.
Or if you go in there, find his fucking post on the Facebook group so you know what the cunt looks like.
Yep.
And don't go in there and say, "Oh, I'm here for fucking Jimmy's free beers."
Yeah.
Remember, he works there.
Yeah. Let's not
fuck him over.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's pretty much it. Our Facebook community lives at facebook.com/groups/TWiL Nation. I would urge you to get in there if you can. If you have to make a burner account or whatever, if you've got, issues with Facebook, etc., jump in there. It's a great community, good cunts. Also on facebook.com/This Week in League for the page itself. On Twitter at TWI League, as always. And, if you'd like to support the show, make sure you drop us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. And if you want to go the extra mile, the digital membership's still available and can be picked up anytime, $3.99 a month. Check out our pages for our other places, Spotify, iHeartRadio, tons of places you can consume the show. And not that you need any help, you're listening to me right now. That's it.
That's us.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Thanks for listening.
Something hilarious. Paul Gallen's just put out his ultimate blues team.
Oh, God. Is Robbie Farah the hooker?
No.
Oh, okay.
Danny Badderas is the hooker.
Oh, well, okay. That's positive.
But Paul Gallen wanted just one more fucking L, and he didn't even make the team. So he's taken his final L.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of the criteria of these people naming them, though. Have any of those guys, like Mick Ennis and Tuvey, none of them have named themselves in the team? Yeah,
but Mick Ennis and Tuvey weren't ever in the conversations for...
No, but they were naming like, greatest, Manly team or greatest, I don't know what, Mick. Who does fucking Ennis name anyway? Because, he played for every cunt.
Yeah. That's it.
But Tuvey's was specifically Manly, like he's greatest ever Manly side.
Is he in your greatest ever Manly side?
No, well...
It's a rough fucking... Oh, see, but he was dual position though, so maybe he might.
Yeah, but it's fucking hard. It's not like, Western Suburbs where they, you could easily get a team together. When you have a team winning one or more premierships every single decade since the 70s, there's like three distinct eras of fucking God mode sort of players, you know what I mean? Like maybe even four. Yeah. So it's fucking tough. And then when you go back through these guys, it's fucking tough. Like I love Tuzo, but that's also, recency bias because he was probably the halfback for a very long period through the formative, I had the first halfback that I can remember would have been Desi. Yeah. And then he would have handed off to Tubes, and then it was Tubes for fucking age until it was Tubes until.
That's what I'm saying. Especially in that position.
Yeah.
You're choosing between Desi and Tuvey.
Yeah.
It's the same. I'm choosing between Brandy and Gower.
Yeah. I think for me, I go with Brandy like 1,000%. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying which one of them has to fucking play second fiddle to Yeri of Cleary. Because he's the GOAT.
He's done nothing yet. He's done nothing yet. Yeah. Greg Alexander's a walk-up fucking star for Penrith.
Brandy played at fullback.
Yeah, but I mean, Gower, he played outside of halfback as well, though, too, right?
Yeah,
so you could probably put Gower more on the bench.
That's the
thing. Just to include him in the side, you know what I mean?
Positions were a lot more fucking fluid back then than I often like to remember.
Yeah.
Like this thing now where there just seems to be that thing of where everyone had to be a specialist for maybe the last decade, and it's starting to relax again.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. I hear you. Anyway, that's it.
Later.
See you next week.